Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to the 26th episode of Let's Talk About Foster Care and Adoption. That's right, it's the 26th episode. That's right, we've been away and we're back, and hopefully we'll be able to shoot 25 more. But anyway, this episode is hosted by yours truly, KB, better known as Skeeter. People ask, how'd you get the name Skeeter? It's a long story. We might have to do a whole episode on that. But long story short, only a few people call me by that nickname. Matter of fact, there's only one. The other person is deceased. My foster brother calls me that. My very first foster brother in East Orange, New Jersey, back in the 60s and 70s. It was given to me by my abusive foster care parent. Like I said, it's a long story. But anyway, welcome to the 26th episode of Let's Talk About Adoption, Foster Care, and all these kind of things in this series of podcasts. But anyway, this 26th episode is about my trip to Anguilla. Anguilla, first time home. But before we jump into that, we're going to get some public service announcements out the way. That's right. If you ain't got the book yet, go to livingmyshadows.org and go to books, and you'll see my first book, Living My Shadows, Dreams Do Come True. Explain some of the things that I just was talking about in reference to my name and some other things. But anyway, this book right here was my very first book. It dropped in 2017. Still bringing in comments and inspiration to people that are in the system. The book talks about my life growing up in the system. It's also on Audible. Those of y'all that bought the book and you want to hear it on Audible, please go to Amazon. The Audible kind of like just really hits home. I even have to listen to it and stop and cry. I listen to it for motivation when I'm not doing too well or something's going on in my life and I start thinking about certain things. I look at the book and then I can hit the Audible and it brings it back to where I need to be at. But anyway, get this in Audible or buy the book. It comes digitally and or hard copy. All right. You can send an email to me, right? And hey, maybe I can autograph it for you. You know, send you a book and an autograph. But anyway, go check it out. And then I have my second book, which is a follow-up to the first book, Shadows of Emotions, Life After the Dream. It talks about me bringing my adoptive family, my biological family on both sides, and bring them together and how difficult sometimes that can be. You're only one person. Now all of a sudden you're stressed out and you have this big family. And there's a lot of dynamics to go in with that. But I asked for it and I got it. Believe me, I got it. You know, and it's a lot of ups and downs, twists and turns. It's like a spider web of its emotions, you know, because like I said, there's one of you, but there's many of them. And you're trying to spread yourself out. You know, it's kind of rough at times. It's like a marathon, you know, you starting at the 13-mile mark, right? But they don't already ran 20 miles already. And you're starting at the 13-yard mark, you're trying to catch up. You can never catch up. You know, always run around, catch up, you know, and, you know, there's some things that, I didn't expect, but it is what it is. These are the cards that was dealt to me. So I put it in a book. Writing and putting it on paper sometime it can be good therapy. But anyway, I wanted to get that out the way. Like I said, you can purchase both books at Amazon, or you can go through my website, www.livingmyshadows.org. Go ahead and go on the books and bam, you'll see my two books. Also, you see other authors. What I started doing was getting other authors on there, give them some free advertisement. There's books on adoption, there's books on all kids books, There are all kinds of inspirational books on there. I'm just trying to, help out and get their name out there. Also, if you're looking for vendors, I got a couple of vendors on there, from painting to a personal trainer, whatever, I got a couple of vendors on there. And if you're interested on putting your business on it, let me know. Got to be legitimate. Same thing. If you got a book you want to get out and let the world know about, let me know. Also, I am hopefully going to be picking up my motivational speaking gigs. I'm ready for that to kick off. I'm shooting for starting 2023 to kick that off. I'm taking appointments for next year. If you want someone to come speak to your organization, reference adoption, foster care, or just any motivational type topic or anything, let me know. I will be more than welcome to do that. You can go on my site and you'll see some pictures and things of that sort. If you want to contact me, you can hit me up through email at livingmyshadows@gmail.com, or you can contact me through the website. Also, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, and what's the other one? IG. Hit me up. Check out some of my my quotes, my inspirational quotes, some of the things that I'm doing. Just check us out. Drop us a dime. If you want to be on the podcast, just let me know. And whether it's you in the foster care system or adoption system, or if you want to become a foster care parent or think about adoption, all that stuff, let me know. We can put you on the show with your co-host. Just want to let everyone know every situation when it comes to foster care and adoption is different. Everybody's different. Some people have good stories and great stories, and some people don't have great stories. So we just want everybody to know that. What else we got here on the agenda? All right, we're gonna just jump right on into our podcast. Growing up in the foster care system, not knowing who you really are. I didn't know my mother. My mother gave me up at birth. Never met my father at that particular time growing up. I didn't have no kind of clue to where I came from and who I was, and I always dreamed about, who I was, where my parents came from, who I looked like, and all that good stuff. And I'm like, man, boy, I wish I was on the island somewhere and enjoying the water and hoping my family came from, the islands or something, exotic or stuff like that. When I was a kid, as I outlined in my book, I used to call the dream man when I was foster care. I knock on the wall and put myself to sleep and go in these deep sleeps. And I used to dream about what my life would be if I knew my parents and where what I wanted that life to be at and all that good stuff. Lo and behold, found my parents in 2016, found my mother, and met them and met my biological family on my mother's side. It was a great meeting. I forgave my mother. It is what it is. Sometimes you just got to accept what's the cards that are given to you. No need of me stressing out. Was it hard? Yes. Do I still think about it? Yes. But I forgave them. I found out my brothers and sisters and cousins, a host of cousins and everything. And then I found my father's side and went to a family reunion and on my father's side, and they accepted me. And it's like all of Florida seems like I'm related to somebody. The Hodge and the non-black. That's right. I was born Kevin Hodge. And to this day, all those that knew me all the way up until the 9th and 10th grade, they used to call me Hodge, 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 Haji Baba, Hodge, Hodgepodge. That was my name. And all of a sudden, I was given the name Barnett. My adoptive parents gave me that. Adopted around when I was 16 years old. And then, I wound up, having identity crisis. I was mad at my mom, mad at my dad. I like this family gave me their name, so I wanted to give my own name, so I gave my name Ishmael, like the Bible. God hears thee. I took that name, and then I took the name of my hero, Ali. So I made that my last name, and I kept Barnett out of respect for them. because, they took me into their family and gave me their last name. So, bam. So Ishmael Barnett Ali. Then fast forward, I had kids, and then I wanted to, be associated with, my grandkids, so I took the name Kevin back, and because I had another Kevin the third. So I had a junior, and then I had, then I had a grandkid. So I wanted my grandkid to associate, with my name. So, these are the things that you go through when you're adopted, or or at least I went through, and I had identity crisis and stuff, and then I found out, like I said, I found out my father's last name was not Black, and I already knew my birth name when I was born, Hodge. So hey, might be some more changes. Might have to add them names in, but anyway, but I still, I was like, okay. I found them, Asbury Park, New Jersey. That's where everybody's from. It's from in Florida, Lake City, Florida, Lakeland, Plant City, Tampa. My father was born in St. Pete, Florida. All up and down Orlando. So, I knew where they was at. I went to a family reunion on my father's side in Houston, met some more people. Boom, I had cookouts and invited everybody to the house. And so, boom, but I still didn't know who it was. Some roots and stuff. So, a couple of DNA tests and stuff like that, got on answers, did the researches. I found out that my grandfather, he was from the islands. And I'm like, where's the islands at? And I was like, oh, what island? Then bam. Oh, St. Kitts? No, he wasn't from St. Kitts. He was from an island called Anguilla. And he went to St. Kitts at 19, 20, 21, and he left St. Kitts and came to New York City and he met my grandmother. And I'm like, okay, so he's from Anguilla. Because I called St. Kitts and they said, well, really don't have no one by name. Most of Hodges came from this island called Anguilla. So I never heard of Anguilla. I had the same mountains, but I never heard of Anguilla. So I researched Anguilla, and next thing you know, joined a couple of groups and met some more family members. I started a Hodge page, and right now we got 450 some odd relatives on there. And then people start piecing stuff together for me. And the next thing you know, I got a cousin who actually lived in Anguilla. He started doing some things for me. Make a long story short, I found my grandfather's or great grandfather's birth certificate. Of course, my grandfather was his son. And then I was like, oh. And then I found the birth where he was baptized at and all that. And I'm like, whoa, this is heavy. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna go to Anguilla. Didn't know how far it was, whatever, but I knew it was in the West Indies. And said, bam, I planned a trip in 2020. It was canceled because of COVID. Went on and planned it again in 2021. It was canceled again. And I said, oh man, come on now. I gotta go in 2022. We got ourselves together. We did what we needed to do financially, got our COVID shots, took a COVID test, boom. Next thing you know, we're in the air heading to home. Bam, land in Anguilla. As soon as we land there, I just felt different. It was like the air was clean. It was just boom. Now, Anguilla has been through some difficult times. They had with that bad hurricane and Hurricane Irma. So, there was some growing that they had to do, and then the COVID hit. But all that, it was great being on the ground that my grandfather walked. I just felt so proud and just so complete. The next thing you know, bam, I get in a taxi cab and we're driving. Now, like I said earlier, I started a group called I Am HODGE, and I made a T-shirt called I Am HODGE, and I had a symbol in the back, I am, HODGE name and all that good stuff. And so I got in the cab. Next thing you know, he says, I asked him, I said, so yeah, this is my first time here. We on vacation, but I'm trying to find out more about myself. My grandfather was here. And the first thing he said, so what was your grandfather's name? I said, his name was Thomas Hodge. Oh, he said, oh yeah, well, I'm related to some Hodges. Hodge is a big name on the island. So, okay, all right. He dropped us off at the resort, bam, the resort was beautiful. Let me back up. As we make a right turn, we turn on John Hodge Drive. We saw John Hodge Road, and now we turn on John Hodge Drive. And I'm like, what? John Hodge is my brother. You know, I'm sure it was named after him, my brother's name, but it was the same name, and it freaked me out, right? And so we get to the hotel, I mean, the resort. We get all comfortable and everything. Then we go straight to the beach and relax. The water was like light blue, sand was white. It was just relaxing, beautiful. Oh, it was just great. It was great. It was boom. And we went to get some food, and when we went to go get some food, we went to this place called Blanchard Shack, I believe. I can't remember exactly, but anyway, like I said, I had my shirt on, and I said, hey, listen, I'd like to order some food. Do y'all have any Johnny cakes? Because I call myself cooking some Johnny cakes. You know, cousin gave me a recipe, and I try to, copy her recipe. You know, my first time cooking in Johnny cakes, I didn't do it because it looked like dumplings. It was huge. But anyway, she said, oh, no, we don't have that. You got to go to the Leon's up the street, but, they're not open. They'll probably be open the day after tomorrow. I said, oh, okay, all right. He said, wait a minute. She said, are you related to the Hodge family? I said, well, my birth name was Kevin Hodge. She said, I'm a Hodge. My family, I'm like, what? And from then on, she was calling me Mr. Hodge the whole time we was there. Matter of fact, there was some visitors, other people that was traveling, and they said, man, Hodge is a big name. So I'm like, I was hearing this all the time. I'm like, wow, that kind of like tripped me out a little bit. And so, we had good food. We was there on Anguilla Day. Anguilla Day is a day where how can I explain it? It's almost like Independence Day, but it was a day like the last day that the what's it called, the St. Kitts Royal Guards or whatever, they left or whatever, and boom, made a big celebration out of there. We also was there for the Jubilee of the the Queen's Jubilee. We was there for that too. We really didn't do nothing with that. We just heard all the music and stuff. We were playing more music from back in the States than it was as far as UK. But we enjoyed ourselves. We finally got some Johnny cakes. The Johnny cakes was good. But one of the best things that had happened to me, like I said, there was a lot of people on the Hodge page, and I told everybody I was going to Anguilla, and one of the relatives hit me up and said, we're in Anguilla. We're in Blow Point. I'm like, where's that at? It's about 4 or 5 minutes from where you at. The island is only about 16 miles. And so we wound up renting a car, and we driving on the left side of the road. That was a trip. But we made it. We got through, and we wound up going over a cousin's house, and they fixed us this meal. It was great. Oh man, it was great. Johnny cakes, curry chicken, rice, papaya that grew outside of the house, and all kinds of things. And we ate. And she said, come back over. 6 of my other sisters will be here. We do this every Sunday since my mother passed away, and that's what So we were like, I told them about you, and they want to meet you. So we came back and we meet them and the brother, and it was good. And they gave us some more food, right? And then I asked them, where y'all live at? She said, well, we live by the bush. He's like, by the bush? What do you mean? And they open the windows, they pointed at, see the bush right there, right on the side by the bush. That was funny. But anyway, she's been texting me every day since we've been back. We drawn real close. Just from the dinner, it was just nice. It was just nice. The dynamics. They gave me a little history of some things. It was great. And then my cousin that helped me find my birth certificate to my great grandfather and my grandfather, he started taking us around to town, and we went to the church that my grandfather was baptized, and then a descendant of my great grandfather helped redo the church over again. And it was right on the side of the building, Thomas Child. I'm like, wow. I went to the Valley. We was at the West End. The only place I didn't go was on East End. I didn't go to Sandy Hill. The Sandy Hill is where a lot of Hodges are from. And so, and the Valley. So next time when we go, which we hopefully can make this a yearly trip, we want to go explore on the East End and also Sandy Hill. But anyway, we went to the land and property place where they survey land and stuff. And lo and behold, we found the individual that kind of like collected most of the land of Thomas William Hodge, and they're just waiting for things to happen. If you have family members to come and look at it and or whatever. So I'm in the process of doing some things, and hopefully things can work out in reference to being part of that process. you know, and just and having something that I can, hand down to my family as my brother, my sister, my kids, and all that good stuff. I mean, I just got, things that's going on in my head before I leave this earth. But that trip made me so complete. I mean, from growing up, not knowing who I was to knowing who I am now, it I'm trying not to get all mushy dushy and all that, but it brings a completeness to you, knowing who you are, knowing who you come from, knowing who you look like. I used to always love Caribbean food, music, and all that stuff. And I know I get it now. I get it. It's just it just gave me another perspective of my life, of who I am, and a more of completeness, and it makes me proud. When you don't know who you are, where you come from, and nothing about yourself, it does some things to you, but it gave me a fulfilling that I thought I would never get, and then found out that not only are we located in great numbers in the land of Anguilla, but we have families from the Bahamas, Cuba, all of the West Indies, West Indies to be included, all the way down to South America. We found some history. We have talking to people from South America. We're talking to some relatives from Trinidad, Anguilla, Bahamas, which we visit, Bermuda, which we visit. We're gonna visit again. Matter of fact, my anniversary, my honeymoon was there in Bermuda, and we're going back again. Jamaica. I mean, we all up and down the West Indies, all and down the West Indies. And it's just been amazing. It's been beautiful. If you're searching for your family members, whether you're adopted or not, you just want to know more about yourself, I say invest in the search. Some people don't want to know. That's their prerogative. But for me, I had to find out who I am. And it feels wonderful. Now, my last leg, hopefully I can complete this certain part of my journey. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, my journey is done as far as the Hodge and knowing, but going back to where it all started, of where I come from, as far as Africa is concerned, I found out that my ancestors are from Sierra Leone, West Africa, Mindi people, and I've connected with them as well. We got a Mindi group, and we talk, we email, we talk, boom, and they are waiting to meet me. And they talk about having parades and things like that. Being that connection. A couple of people have made that journey all the way over to Sierra Leone, and so that's where where everything truly started, all from DNA. Everybody's mother has a certain chromosome, and they can trace that chromosome back to where you come from. I've studied a lot of DNA and the process and stuff, and it's been a journey. But this journey to Anguilla, I can't really explain it. We was there for 7 days. Hopefully, when we go back again, we're there for 10. We even met some people from Tennessee and Kentucky who was very nice. They gave us food, all kinds of things. We shopped in Anguilla. It was very beautiful. They need a lot of help though. But they're coming along. They're resilient. They're strong people. They're very proud people, and I'm proud to be part of that heritage, and we're continuing to learn. But that was my trip to Anguilla. First time home. It was great. It's great. And I can't wait to go again. I can't wait to meet more people Everywhere I went, Hodge. The lady that took care of our accommodation, that came in and made sure that we got everything we needed and cleaned and washed our dishes and all that stuff. And she asked me, so what makes you come to this small island? I told her who I was, and I was looking for my family. And she said, you know what? My father's a Hodge. I'm like, get out of here. All the way until we left. When we was on our way back, the taxi cab driver, his father, and he was a Hodge. I was like, wow, wow. You know, Hodge, Richardson, Lakes, Gums, I think that's how you pronounce it. All of them. We went to the school that's named after I Hodge. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. It just made me feel so special. But anyway, that is it for this episode. We want to thank all them individuals that listen to my podcast. Once again, if you have a story to tell about your situation, adoption, foster care, hit me up on IG or go to my website, www.livingmyshadow.org. Send me an email and we'll have you on the podcast. We just appreciate your support. We appreciate your support in reference to all my books. We're doing good as far as that is concerned, and we just want to touch people. We want to let people know that you can do anything you want to do, you can be anything you want to be, and you can go anywhere you want to go. Just have to work for it. I'm a living example. Until then, until the next episode, peace, stay strong, and we'll be talking to you. Deuces.